Howdy y'all, welcome back. I got a major update on this big old storm system that's going to be rolling through the eastern part of the country. And of course, newsflash, us weather people are wrong 90% of the time. As we can see, that we're not going to be dealing with a snowstorm anywhere amongst the Midwest, except for up here in the Dakotas, up into Minnesota, and of course over here in the Northwest. So that's a bummer. I was hoping we would get some snowfall here at the Williams Weather headquarters, but I guess we're going to wait till the next storm system, as it looks like we're going to be dealing with a lot of heavy rainfall today. But the main story is going to be the severe weather for the next couple days, and to take a look at this, we're going to have to take a look at Radar Omega. So we can see we have a slight risk for severe weather, which spans from Louisiana on up into southern Kentucky. All hazards are possible today, with a 5% chance for tornadoes within this red zone here, and a 2% chance surrounding that here in the dark green. As far as the damaging wind threat goes, there is a 15% chance here in the yellow and a 5% in the red. As far as large hail threat goes, there is a smaller area for that, but still a threat nonetheless, as there's a 15% chance here and a 5% chance here in the red. As we push off into Sunday, there is yet another risk for severe weather as y'all are watching football games tomorrow. From Panhandle of Florida on up into Maryland, y'all are under a marginal risk for severe weather, for a 2% chance for tornadoes and a 5% chance for damaging winds. There is no large hail threat, so that's good. As we take a look at Monday's severe weather threats, there is none to speak of, so let's go ahead and take a look at the time frames when you could expect the worst and severe weather today and tomorrow. We're going to take a look at the HRRR model. Now, keep in mind the date and times up here. I know this is an Eastern time, and I know you are on Central time down here, so keep that in mind. And I know there's been some thunderstorm warnings just west of Kentucky as of recording this video. And really, the worst severe is not going to be getting ramped up until right around 1, 2 o'clock, and lasting all the way through right around 8 o'clock. Turns into a squall line by right around 5, 6 o'clock. That's when your damaging wind threat's going to come into play. As we take a look at that here, we could see that we're going to be dealing with almost 30 mile an hour wind gusts by right around 8 o'clock, right around Mississippi. So make sure you tie down anything you don't want blowing around today, as we're going to be dealing with 10 to 20 to possibly 30 mile an hour wind gusts out there. And it's going to start to wind down after we get past 8 o'clock and turn mainly into a flooding threat. Now, we do need the rain out here. We have been in some significant drought conditions, so that's well needed. And that's going to push off to the east, and that's when we're going to be dealing with some severe weather out here. Within that here in a little bit, as we do have a pretty significant tornado chance. There's a 5% chance within this whole area. And take a look at when you could expect a tornado potentially. We're going to take a look at the significant tornadic parameters. Now, if you're new here, don't know what this means, it basically means that it puts the kinematics and the thermodynamics into one run, where the most favorable conditions for tornadic development could be. Now, that don't mean a tornado will happen within a certain area of where the tornadic parameters are off the charts at. It just means that the ingredients are favorable for tornadic development within that area. And as we push this forward to right around 4 or 5 o'clock, we can see here in northern Mississippi, just southeast of Memphis near New Albany. So we can see we're going to be dealing with almost a 2 out of 10 on the tornadic scale. Now that's pretty high around this area. And well, if you can see, we have some supercells right around this area. And why I mean that, even though if the tornadic parameters are off the charts, that a tornado won't happen within that area, just means that if there is no storms right around that area, it just means that there won't be a tornado. But in this case, there is some supercellular activity with some pretty large hail. So make sure you put anything up you don't want damage from hail today, as that is another threat. So if you live over by Tupelo, New Albany, Memphis, I would be on high alert today. Make sure you dust off your severe weather action plan. Make sure you keep the phones charged up. Keep fresh batteries in the weather radios. Know where to go when that tornado warning goes off. Storm shelter, basement, closet. Make sure you don't have any windows in the room as well. Make sure you have any walls between you and the outside world as possible. If you're in a trailer, get outside of the trailer. Go to a Walmart. Go drive away from it. Make sure if you're driving, go into a ditch or something like that. Don't go under an overpass to seek shelter under a tornado. But please, I can't stress this enough. Make sure you are on high alert today. and weather aware if you live within this zone, because it's looking like it's going to be a nocturnal tornadic event. So again, I'll repeat this. Y'all can fast forward if you want. That I would expect the worst of the severe weather to occur from right around 1 o'clock through right around 8 o'clock today, lasting all the way through right around 10 o'clock for some areas. I know it's a pretty big time horizon, but still, it's a pretty big area for severe weather. Then as we move off into Sunday, y'all are watching those football games. We're almost into playoff football almost, which is exciting. Hope y'all's teams are doing well out there. I know my team's not doing good. So we can see on the NAM 3 kilometer, we push this forward. The main threats tomorrow is going to be tornado and a damaging wind threat. Keep that in mind. They're low wind threats, but still, tornadoes happen on low wind threat days as well, so just keep that in mind as well. As we can see, nothing's going to be going on except for some light to heavy downpours up until right around 4 or 5 o'clock, dealing with some even more heavy showers. So I would expect the worst of severe weather tomorrow. I know this is a messy model, but it looks like from right around 1 o'clock through right around 6, 7 o'clock is when I would expect the worst from the severe weather tomorrow. If you live from the Panhandle on up into Maryland, so make sure you keep fresh batteries in the weather radios and make sure you have a way to get a warning tomorrow and here on Saturday, because it looks like some pretty nasty weather is in store for the next couple of days. Now back to the Euro model. We passed this big old storm system. We can see we have another snowstorm up here in the northwest. It's going to be getting under here by Sunday. As we take a look at how much snowfall y'all are going to be getting in on, we can see that we're going to be dealing with almost a foot of snow. That's why they've issued winter storm warnings for y'all through Sunday. So please be aware of this. Please be careful if you have to head out on the roads through Sunday. And it looks like it's going to be even more snowfall up here in the northeast part of the country, right around 36 inches as possible. Now, a disclaimer here, please refer to your local National Weather Service for the most up-to-date snowfall information. Because even though I tell y'all you could be getting in on a foot of snow, it could subject to change and y'all could not even get any snowfall. So just a disclaimer there before you give me any hate mail in the comments, because us weathermen are wrong majority of the time. It's really the only job out there where you could be wrong and you still keep your job. So just a disclaimer there. And once the storm system rolls out, it's really going to start to dry out there, except for out west. Still dealing with some snow showers in the upper elevations. Before we're going to be getting in on some potential snowfall in Texas. Something to keep our eye on. And it looks like another mess of a storm system is going to be rolling through by the 17th. As it looks like another clipper is going to be setting up out east. Now as we look at the temperatures, look at the actual temperatures of what you could expect, we can see right here today, this is the reason why we're not getting in on the snowfall up here in the northern Midwest. It's because the warm air pushed further north than expected. Now, if we got in on this cold air right here, right now, we would be getting snowfall. But unfortunately, that warm air is suppressing the cold air, which means we're not getting any snowfall here at the Williams Weather Headquarters, which is a bummer. And that's why we're getting severe weather down here as well. But the warm air ain't going to last long. As you can see, we're going to be getting out on some really frigid air, and it's looking like it's going to remain frigid for quite some time, except for down here by Texas by Monday. As we get closer to Christmas, it's looking like it's going to remain cold. A little bit of a warm-up by Thursday before getting knocked out again. It's still remaining cold. But it is December, and it's expected. Now, we have been above average here as of late. As you can see here on the temperature anomaly map, we're going to be above average for quite a while, up until the 7th or the 12th. It looks like we're going to be in this back and forth pattern for a little bit before we're going to be remaining above average for really much of the eastern part of the country. Now the southwest, y'all are still going to be dealing with below average temperatures. Now as we take a look at the temperature outlook for the next 6 to 10 days, looks like the models are in agreement with the Climate Prediction Center, as it looks like above average and near normal temperatures are expected. As we take a look at the next 8 to 14 days, it looks about the same, which, I mean, it's still going to be cold, but it's going to be above average for this time of year. Now, it is an El Nino winter, which this is expected, so it's definitely no surprise there. as we take a look at the precipitation outlook for the next 6 to 10 days, we can see above average precip expected from southeastern Colorado down into Florida, and below average precip is expected from California up into Montana and Washington, on over into the northeast. So it looks like well-needed precipitation is going to be in store for the next week or so down here in the southern part of the country, while it looks like the rest of the country is going to be dealing with some dry conditions. Now, if you stayed this far in the video, I'd like to thank y'all. I'll have another forecast video out probably Wednesday or Thursday, but if you stayed this far in the video, again, I'd like to thank you, and we're just going to take a look at the GFS model, as we do have an update on the white Christmas forecast. We push this to Christmas Eve. We see that little clipper system I was talking about earlier on the Euro. It's going to be moving towards the northeast, bring some snowfall there. First day of winter. Looks like it's going to be pretty dry out there for most of the country, except for by Maine and down here by Utah. Now, as we look at Christmas Eve morning, right around 7 o'clock in the morning, this is in Eastern time, by the way, looks like we're going to be dealing with some snowfall up by Wisconsin and Minnesota, down in Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska. Rainfall down here by Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. As we move off into the afternoon of Christmas Eve, it looks like it's going to push further towards the east. Now, please, I can't stress this enough. Please take this with a grain of salt. This is the GFS model, subject to change. But if this does hold up, it looks like we could be coming in on a white Christmas out here in the eastern part of the country, and even an icy Christmas by Virginia. But if you live from Tennessee down south, looks like it's going to be soggy down there, unfortunately. So definitely look forward to a white Christmas if you live in the eastern part of the country, and stay tuned. We'll have further updates as we get closer. Of course, let's take a look at the temperatures lastly. We got to take a look at that, right? Of course, it's going to be frigid, which is nothing new. So it looks like this storm system is going to be a doozy with some severe weather down south for the next couple days. So if you live within any of these risk areas, please be aware of this. Know where to go when that severe weather warning goes off. Preferably storm shelter, basement, closet without any windows. Make sure the phones are charged up. Keep fresh batteries in the weather radios as well. It looks like it's going to be a nocturnal tornadic event on Saturday. There's also going to be a snowstorm up in the northwest as well. There's already winter storm warnings and advisories already issued for about 8 to 12 inches of snowfall. So if you have to head out, please be careful. If you don't, then that's great. Looks like once this storm system starts to roll out of the country, it looks like it's going to remain dry but cold for much of the country. In the next video, I'm going to start to nail down this white Christmas forecast, as we're going to be heading closer to Christmas time when that creepy man comes down that chimney. So make sure you are subscribed down below with bell notifications turned on so you never miss an upload, because here at Williams Weather, we make weather forecasting fun and informative. And make sure you like and share the video as well so more folks are informed about the weather. And please leave me some constructive feedback in the comment section down below, because feedback helps provide you, the viewer, better and more informative content in the future. And also have a Rumble channel as well, so make sure you go over to Rumble and check that out. It's williamswx 98. Go check that out. I'm trying to grow that as well. So thank you. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, never stop forecasting.